Hello everybody, welcome back to DBC Games. I'm Death by Cannon, and this is my beautiful bewitching mess. We are getting into the Bewitchment mod today, and I am so excited. So over the last couple weeks, I've been doubling up on videos, doing what you've seen in the videos that have been released, and also doing some things behind the scenes, because I'm a sneaky person like that. But I've finally come out of the shadows, and everyone knows my true identity now. So I'm going to take my witchy talents. We're going to go to another time and another place, and I'm going to walk you through the beginnings of this really, really fun mod. And ever since Attack of the B Team, when Chimney Swift was trolling on B-dubs, I have wanted to play the Witchery mod. Now that mod is gone, and this is Bewitchment. However, it's just not as fun when you're the only person on your server. So this is my very first SMP. Bewitchment is here, which is in the description, says inspired by Witchery. And there's still a lot of fun to be had. So let's go back in time to another place and see how all this gets started, because it's time to get bewitched. So exactly how do we get started in Bewitchment? Well, it's easy, guys. This is Minecraft. Break some grass. Let's see if we got any. And we did. We got a Hellborn seed. So you're looking for any seeds that see Bewitchment. So I am going to gather the Bewitchment seeds that you can get from growing grass around here, and I'll be right back. So I just walked off in that general direction, just breaking grass as I went along. Okay, so the seeds I was able to obtain from Bewitchment in this general area are Hellebore, Belladonna, Mandrake, Wormwood, Aconitum. Now, there is one more seed we're going to need, and for that, we have to take a little trip. Because the seed we're looking for can only be found in desert locations. We have to go to the desert, and hopefully this is not the one with the dragon. But it doesn't matter, because right now I already see what we need to be breaking. Right here, a dead bush. We need to break a whole bunch of these dead bushes, and hopefully we will get what we're looking for. Just walking around, breaking dry bushes, hoping I'm not going to be eaten by death worms. Oh, I think we got it. So right here, we've got it. It's our white sage seeds, and now we have all the seeds we need for starting our Bewitchment mod. So I will meet you back at the house. So I've got our garden all planted, and the seeds have grown, and we'll take a look at what they look like. This is our white sage. We'll pick it here so you can see what you get, and you get white sage, which is used as an aid in exorcism. It's also used for building some things we'll need. So most of these are used in crafting. This is our mandrake root, and it no longer runs around chasing you, which is not as fun, but it is what it is. Next up, we have the Aconium, which is this pretty yellow flower. This pretty blue one here is Hellborn. It gives you this sort of pinkish flower when it's picked. Next up is Wormwood, and you get kind of this long, weedy looking thing. And lastly, we have Belladonna, which gives you this kind of pinkish looking morning glory type flower. Now, while you're traveling around in your world, there are also some trees you're going to need to look for. There's a juniper tree. These trees, which are elder trees, and this tree right here, the really tall one, which is a cypress tree. These are also all from the Bewitchment mod and give you things that you are going to need in your crafting recipes. So now that we have harvested our plants, we have everything we need to create the Book of Shadows. And this is it right here. It's on the second page after you type Bewitchment book. And we'll just do our little plus sign. We have our book, our ink sac, our hellebore flower, and our mandrake root. And now we have our guide to bewitchment. So now we're going to use both the Book of Shadows, which kind of walks us through some of the things we need. Now, because I've already gone through it, mine won't look like yours. You'll have little explanation marks next to some of these, like this, that you haven't, if you haven't read them yet. So we're going to use both our Book of Shadows and our quest line. I think it's under Magic and Spellcasting. Why is this so big? Right here, Book of Shadows, which we've done, and then we've collected our opals down when we were mining. The next thing this wants us to make is the Distillery. And I know the next thing we're going to really want this oven. So we're going to go ahead and make these in this order so that we get our rewards, but then we'll work through them in the order that we would use them in witchery. So hopefully that makes sense. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll make this Distillery first, which is going to require some silver, the opal, and some glass. I don't think it has to be stained. I think it can just be whatever. So let's see. I might have silver in here already. I do. Let's grab a couple opals. Actually, I'm going to make sure I have everything to complete the next couple of recipes, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all the items we need to get these first couple quests started, and our first one was the Distillery. And I've just dumped everything over there so we can just click the buttons. I think we have the cauldron, which is this cauldron, the witch's cauldron from Bewitchment. And then we need the witch's oven, right here. We need to make, that is not on the quest line, that's very important to this mod, are some clay jars. So we're going to grab a bunch of clay, and we actually want a lot of these. And I think unfired it goes like this, yes. And then we can hit this and that will balance it out. Back up here, and we're going to get our jars fired in the oven. That's one of the first things we want to do. Okay, so our witch's oven is now done doing our jars, and now we want to make some fumes, and it looks like we need to add some more coal here. So to get the fumes, we're going to have our coal here, we're going to put our empty jars here, and the first one we want to do is our oak. We need to do at least 4 of these. So we're going to let this cook up, and we should get our very first fume. Let's see here. And there it is, oak spirit and some wood ash as a byproduct. Now you don't get these every single time. I think there's just like a % chance. So I'm going to let this cook up, and then we'll come back. So now we have our oak spirits, and we're going to make an altar. I know we need some altar stones. Here, let's hit the book here. So altars and modifiers. So we are going to make the stone witch's altar. It can be made out of different materials, and I don't know if the other materials make things better or not, because I do have some of this, a type of sedimentary stone found on beaches. This stone is a powerful connection to the ocean and is in fact composed of the remains of shellfish. And I can use that instead of actual stone to make my altar. Let's see if I have enough of it. Nope, I do not have enough, so we'll just use stone for now. We are going to need this though. Now that we've got our elder wood, let's make an altar. So I think the recipe was these, and we're doing this recipe twice because it makes 3. We need some stone, some empty clay vials, and some salt, and this is mechanism salt, and it doesn't matter because if you find bewitchment salt ore and you mine it, you'll get mechanism salt, so they work together. And that gives us our 6 altar stones. Okay, now we need to get some carpet.
And we're going to take this purple from that crazy place I found in the dungeon. I'm going to bring this over here. And we are going, I don't know where we should put this. I don't know how close to the trees it has to be. Let's just put it here. I know how to set this down and set it up, but if you're questioning it or want to see how it'll look in your area, you can use the book here and click this little visual and it will show you how to set it down and where to place it. I don't know, maybe I want it more like this. No, because I think I want room for our circle to be out that way, maybe. Maybe right there. And then you can just put your blocks there. Oops. And then it's complete. And then you simply click it with a carpet and it's covered. And whatever color carpet you use is the color that you will get on top of your altar. Okay, so to see how much power this altar is getting, you simply right click on it and it will tell you that this one's actually full. The max power is 339 and it has 339 of magical power. And it is getting its power from the plants around it. From what I've read, it's better to have a variety of plants, so you want at least one of each of your vanilla
trees
and one each of your bewitchment
trees.
So I think in the wiki it will tell you how much power each of the plants gives you. Now to give it more power or to recharge faster, you can use any of these, but you can only use, let's see, they have it worded better than I can say it, modifiers. Okay, so the modifiers are grouped into 4 categories: cups, swords, wands, and pentacles. The altar can only draw from the first item of each category, and items of the same category do not stack. And these are the different categories of the modifiers. So we can have one of each of these on our altar. I think some of them make it charge faster and others make it more powerful or able to hold more. And I might end up with different modifiers here than I have on my server just because I have better resources here than I do there. It's a lot harder for me to travel around without dying on the
Mod and Misfits server.
Due to lag and the fact that I can't always sleep when I need to sleep and I end up in bad situations. So let's go ahead and make some of these. The first one I want to make is the cup, I think. I think it's called a goblet. It looks like it's just a bunch of iron nuggets. And we have our goblet. Can we do...
This is what I have
on this Misfits server. So as you can see, if we right click here, it says we're 339 at 339. So let's put our goblet here, and now we can right click, and we're 364 of 364, so we went up a little bit. Next we're going to do this ceremonial dagger, which I'm not going to try and pronounce. So this ceremonial dagger will be used to get special loot from different mobs. So you will want to use it, but let's see what it does to our altar. So if we just place it here, up to 482. It gives us a 1.32% increase to the base magic energy. The goblet will increase the altar's power by 27 magical energy, but the full goblet will increase it by 137 ME. So we're going to want to fill that when we can, especially over on the server. And the athame gives us 1.32% increase to base magical energy. Now our next category is looks like lighting. That's under wands, but I think wands can no longer be made. But so torches will add 67 ME, candles 72 ME, blaze rods 76 ME, lanterns 80 ME, and end rods 84. We're gonna go with a lantern, and I think I need to make this liquid witchcraft, and then also a candle which is made with tallow, and I think And I have tallow. I know I have tallow, but I think I got it from killing pigs. And did I put it in here? I saw it earlier. Yeah, right here. And then I think I have the rest of it up here with the oven. So we need one of these guys. And we need some clear bottles. Put this little dude up here. While this cooks, let's look, what can we make with the ash? Oh, ritual chalk. I bet we're going to need that. It did not make one. Well, let's try again. We'll make two maybe. Still didn't get one. What is going on? Try again. There, we got one. So there must just be a % chance of getting them. Well, I guess just put them in and hope it happens. Tallow. Okay, let's see here. So let's make our lantern. We need to make our candle. So a white candle. Now we'll try to get our lantern. We're just going to go with white. Oh, glass panes. I've got some of those over here. Glass panes right here. Now we have our lantern. How do we light it? So let's put the lantern down here. Can I light it with flint and steel? And also, did it change? Right click here. So 539 now, and it was at like 4 something. That increased it by, let's see. Oh, don't light that. Can we light just our candle? We cannot. Huh. But it did raise it up already. But I do not know how to light the lantern. Well, hopefully we'll figure that out as we go. But that should have added 80 ME to our table. And so the last part of the group, or the last modifier, would be pentacles. Precious gems, skulls, heads, and the pentacle itself. Which the pentacle wasn't that expensive to craft, if I remember right. So it's just silver, iron, and the liquid witchcraft, which we have several of now. So you can use pretty much any gem. You can also use skulls and heads. So any skull will give you an increased recharge rate of 2. And most gems will give you a recharge rate of 3. The pentacle will actually give you a recharge rate of 4. You can also use a demon heart, which will be 5. And the dragon head, which is 7. But we're going to use the pentacle because, as I said, it's actually not that expensive. And I might need to, I need to make my some silver into some ingots.
Okay, I've crafted my ores into ingots and my ingots into nuggets. And now we have our pinnacle.
This should not increase what it holds, but increase the rate at which it refreshes after we use it. So this should not have changed. Okay. 593 times 4. I think that's because we have 4 items. So that's everything that we can have on our table. And I think we use this to do rituals. And I know there's something about a circle. So, and I think for that we're going to need our chalk maybe?
So that pretty much catches us up to where we are on the Modded Misfits server. And from here on out, we'll be doing all our bewitchment there. Because there's way more things to do there with it than there is playing all by myself on this world. We just popped over here because I've been trying to learn this mod and I haven't always been stopping to record. And so I wanted to make sure that I got all the beginning stuff and how to do it on video before I just jumped you into the middle of it. So next time when you come in, we'll be over on the server learning all kinds of fun things to do in this Bewitchment mod. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you have any advice or suggestions for this mod, please feel free to leave comments below. I am always open. I'm not by any means saying I know everything. On the contrary, I need lots of help. So leave some comments, leave some likes. If you want to see what kind of trouble I get into in this mod, be sure to subscribe and ding the bell so you don't miss a thing. Bye!